Another story we're following today, the European Union opening its Global Gateway Forum. That's an investment program that aims to be an alternative to the China Belt and Road Initiative. Now, the two-day conference in Brussels is hosting 16 developing nations, promising to develop infrastructure in those countries. Now, the forum will focus on critical raw materials, green and digital transitions, also transport corridors. Other attendees of the forum include the heads of the World Health Organization as well as the World Trade Organization. Now, ahead of the forum, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen met with the Bangladeshi Prime Minister. Representatives from both parties signed two investment packages. Ms. von der Leyen also met Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister Tran Hong Ha, where they oversaw the signing of two agreements as well. Well, let's bring in Alex Kadir. He joins us live from Brussels. Alex, I just went through a long list of topics on the agenda for these 2 days. What did the forum prioritize today and what's to come tomorrow?
Well, the forum will prioritise hearing from those 16 assembled countries today. We heard from Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission. I'll come back to her speech in a moment, because there were some interesting, thinly veiled swipes at China, at the Belt and Road Initiative there. But the focus today will be to hear from those assembled leaders on those topics, notably not particularly contentious topics, actually topics in which the EU feels it can work very well with these international partners. And that will be the key focus, as you mentioned. Critical raw materials, green and digital transitions as well, and those two energy and financing deals just signed with Bangladesh and Vietnam. That gives you a flavour, trying this charm offensive, trying to find common ground to work together. And that is the crucial differentiation that the EU is trying to set out here, saying, look, we will again invest and we will help partners around the world, in the developing world. Come to Brussels, we'll show you what we can do to help you out. And notably, at least the impression that is being tried to given by the European Union is that that is less conditional than, for example, the Belt and Road Initiative, that Europe wants to be a partner with these countries, an equal partner working together. So those investment options, Ursula von der Leyen was saying that they're not only limited, but they sometimes come with a lot of small print. That is that thinly veiled swipe at the Belt and Road Initiative, and saying that no country should be faced with a situation in which the only option is to finance its essential infrastructure by selling its future. So Ursula von der Leyen very clearly saying the EU is a better alternative.
The timing's interesting as well. Why did the EU decide to focus on such an investment program now? And is it also realistically able to compete with China's Belt and Road Initiative, which, you know, has a 10-year head start, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely right. It's got a 10-year head start, and it's certainly very well established and has a lot of money behind it. Now, the Global Gateway Programme has 300 billion euros behind it, so that's not small change either, but it certainly has a lot of catching up to do. It's trying to offer a difference, which is soft loans and financing and financial partnerships, really banking on the EU's strong financial institutions to be able to support those developing nations around the world, not doing the kind of large-scale infrastructure that we've seen the Belt and Road Initiative highlighting across the world. The EU wants to be more of an equal partner. That, at least, is the sentiment from Ursula von der Leyen that we've seen to those countries. But you're absolutely right that the timing is particularly interesting. And although geopolitics and the situation in Israel is not on the agenda, it was the first item in Ursula von der Leyen's speech, calling out a Hamas terrorist attack in Israel, calling out Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This is all part of a broader charm offensive to make sure that these developing nations, these potential partners, are not lost from the EU sphere of influence to China.
Many thanks, Alex Kadir, reporting on those developments out of Brussels.